Hello all, welcome back to Believer Science Academy, Bengaluru. This is NCERT discussion session. In this session, we'll be discussing NCERT Polity, class 7 standard, chapter number 8. So the chapter number 8 is about markets around us. We'll understand what is the market and how the markets around us differentiate from each other. Okay, we'll see the role of markets as well. Okay, so what is the basic definition of market? Market is where a buyer and seller are involved in the sale and purchase of goods. It establishes a link between the producer and the consumer. Okay, so market is a interlinking between seller and buyer. Okay, it provides a solid space where people can come and sell their items and people can come and buy certain items. There are different kinds of markets, namely weekly market, shops, shopping complex or malls. The profit earned by different markets varies based on the name, based on the product, based on the value as well. It depends on the type of investment made by the seller and buying capacity of the customer. Normally people who are selling at a shopping complex or a mall will have a product which is of higher cost, and the people who are able to afford them are also from the richer strata. Then in present times, goods are also sold by online marketing and home delivery. So initially they required a physical entity was required for selling the goods and services, that was called as market. Now the market or the physical market is being replaced by a digital one through online markets and home deliveries. Okay, so now what is a weekly market? Weekly market is so called because it is held on a special day or specific day of the week, normally on Saturdays or weekends. Shops may be permanent or hawker type. They provide different goods and sometimes even on credit. There are thousands of such markets in India. People come here for their everyday requirements. What is in Kannada called as Sante. Okay. Traders set up shops for the day and then close them up in the evening. Okay, it is on just a day basis. Many things are available in a weekly market at a cheaper rates. Weekly markets even have large number of shops selling the same goods, which means there is a competition among them as well. Since there is a competition, the goods or the products tend to be of lower cost in a weekly market compared to a normal market because there is a lesser competition. One advantage of weekly market is that most of the things of needs are available at one place only. Okay, from vegetables, from fruits, from clothes, from like toiletries, from food, etc., etc. Everything is available at one place in weekly markets. Then another one is shops in the neighborhood. These are small retail shops. There are many shops that sell goods and services in our neighborhood. We buy milk from the dairy, grocery from the departmental stores, etc., etc. These shops are useful as they are nearby our home and we can go there any day of the week. Okay, we can go any day of the week. Whenever there is an urgency that arises because of the guest or someone else, we can just go to the nearby shop and buy the product. Then there is shopping complexes. There are other markets in the urban area which have many shops at one place called shopping complex. Okay, how in the weekly markets where people set up a tent for a day or so, here it is a permanent market where many shops will be available. Okay, they set up a complex or set up a place for a long period of time. These are called as shopping complexes. In many urban areas, we also have a multi-storied air-conditioned buildings with the shops on different floors as malls. Okay, a step higher than shopping malls is the shopping complexes is the shopping malls. Malls sell branded and non-branded goods and invest a huge amount of money in their shops. Okay, in Bengaluru you can see so many shops like malls such as Lulu Mall, Mall of Asia, etc., etc., which are so large in or so huge in size, and it houses so many variety of markets or so many variety of shops selling so many variety of goods as well. Then next is chains of market. That is, the people in between the producer and the final consumer are called as traders. Okay, the person who produces the good is a producer. The person who buys him the good is called as wholesaler. The wholesaler gives it to the trader, who then gives it to the consumers. Okay, so first is the producer, who is going to take the raw materials and convert them into fixed goods. From producer, a person buys at a cheaper wholesale price is called as a wholesaler. From wholesaler, smaller traders are going to buy from the wholesalers traders, and from these traders different consumers are going to buy from him. Okay, this is a chain of markets. As you can see, the cost or the cost at which the producer sells to the wholesaler is different from what wholesaler sells to the trader, from what trader sells to the consumers. Generally, the price, if the price or the price at which the producer produces or the producer sells to the wholesaler is, if it is 10 rupees, the wholesaler okay, if it is the cost of producer is going to sell it to the wholesaler at 15 rupees. Okay, so the profit for producer is 5 rupees, and the wholesaler is going to sell to the traders at 20 rupees, and the profit of wholesaler is 5 rupees, and the trader is going to sell them to at the rate of consumer at the rate of 25 rupees. So his trade or profit is again 5 rupees. Okay, this is of the chain of market works. Okay, then this trader is known as a retailer. The retailer could be a trader in a weekly market, a hawker, or a neighborhood shop owner in the shopping complexes. These retailers buy from the wholesalers, from who buys from the producers himself. So then the whole retailer buys them and sells them in their own smaller shops. Then there are markets everywhere. That is, all markets in a space in a particular manner. All markets work in a space in a particular manner and a time. Buying and selling takes a place in different ways, not necessarily through shops or the market as well. There are even markets we may not be aware of. This is because of the large number of goods that we don't use directly are also brought and sold there. Okay, for example, a normal household requires food, toiletries, etc., etc., ration, but there are certain items, for example, electric goods or raw materials for another industry. Okay, raw materials for another industry, which we not necessarily need those things because we are not owning any industries. So these are the markets which sell them to industries. Okay, so many of the people are not even aware about the markets where they sell raw materials to electric industries because we are not in need of this. For example, car factory purchases engines, parts, gears, petrol, tanks, axles, wheels, etc., etc., from various other smaller factories. We, however, do not get to know about them either, because either the manufacturer or the sellers involved in it, because we are not in need of those products. Okay, so this is about markets. Okay, we have discussed the summary itself, so no need of going into intricacies or details of this one. So one more important thing is the medical representatives are also engaged in the selling of goods. Thus, buying and selling takes place in different ways, and this is the age of internet. And one of the major benefits of internet is we can buy things of our need without going to the market itself. We can place our orders for a variety of things through the phone and the internet, and the goods are delivered to our home. Initially, this used to take around 2 to 3 days. Okay, now with the advent of Blinkit, Zepto, Swiggy, Instamart, etc., etc., it has become a similar to lesser time compared to what you are going to market itself. Okay, so that is how the age of internet is upon. So some of the vocabulary: marketplace is a place where buying and selling take place. Weekly market we discussed, mall is we are discussed, chain of market we discussed. Wholesaler is the trader who buys from product in a huge quantities from the producers and sells the product to small traders or the retailers. The retailers or the trader who buys the goods from wholesaler in small quantity and sells this to the consumers. Okay, so this is chapter 8. Okay, now since the chapter 8 is small one, we will also discuss chapter 9. The chapter 9 talks about assert in the market. Okay, it talks about process. Okay, how the process happens in a market. Here it talks or gives example about cotton farmer in Kurnool. So it tells that cultivation of cotton is very expensive and a difficult task. We all know that a small farmer grows cotton on a small piece of land. Once the harvesting is done, cotton balls are collected. These are then taken to the local trader, as the farmer had borrowed money from the trader to buy seeds, fertilizers, and for cultivation. Okay, see, farming is done by, or cultivation is done by a farmer. Okay, once the farming is done, the cotton or cotton balls are sold to the trader itself, local trader. Okay, why? Because this local trader had provided the farmer has to provide the farmer with loans. Okay, why the loan was required? Loan was required to buy the inputs such as seeds, fertilizers, etc., etc. In order to repay the loans, the farmer is made to sell the produce to the local trader himself. Okay, who, like local trader, is going to buy them at a cheaper price and then he is going to sell them at a higher price. Even though the market price is high, the trader buys it at a meager price from the farmer. That is an example of cotton farmer in Kurnool. Then the cloth market of Erode. Okay, the bi-weekly market of Erode in Tamil Nadu is one of the biggest cloth markets in the world. Cloth made by weavers from all over the world, all over the India, comes here for sale. Instructions about the type of cloth to be made are given in advance. The weavers get yarn from the merchants and supply them the cloth. The arrangement between merchant and the weaver is termed as a putting out system. Putting out in the sense, the raw materials given by the traders or the merchants. The raw material here is yarn or cotton, and the finished product is provided by the weavers, that is cloth. It saves money of the weavers as they do not have to buy yarn. Likewise, the problem of selling the cloth is also taken care of by the merchants. Since weavers do not know the price of the cloth, they are at a loss and get very small amount or meager amount. Okay, these merchants are going to buy the cloths at a lower rate and then they are going to sell it at a higher cost in the markets. Then the garment exporting factory near Delhi. Okay, we saw how the farmer is exploited by the trader. We saw how the weaver is exploited by the merchant. Now, garment exporting factor near Delhi. These Erode merchants send the clothes to garment export center in Delhi. The garment factory makes shirts to be sold to the chain of business from USA and Europe. They set up a standard of quality and time. Faced with the pressure of the garment center tries to extract maximum work from their workers at the lowest cost. Okay, since the factory has to send certain amount to or export certain amount of cotton to the foreign country, they have to work more. Okay, in order to get the more work, they are not going to hire more workers. Instead, they are going to make the smaller workers or the lesser workers to work more with the lesser money only. Okay, so most hired workers are temporary and get a low salary. Okay, so this is called as overworking or exploitation of workers. Okay, so you can see the chain of exploitation here. Initially farmer was exploited, then the weaver was exploited, now the workers in the factories are exploited by the higher ups. Then the shirt in the USA. First we saw how cotton was produced, then we saw how cloth was produced, then we saw how industry is exporting them. Now the shirt in USA. The shirts sent from garment export centers are sold in dollars in USA. The shirt sold at rupees 200 by the garment export center sells at rupees 1200 at the USA. Okay, thus a chain of markets links the producers of cotton to the buyers at the supermarket. Okay, just request 200 to be sold at 200, so they buy it from 200 and sell it to 1200 with a profit of around rupees 1000. Then the market and equality. The foreign businessmen make huge profits in the market. Garment manufacturers only make moderate profits. Weavers at Erode market and small farmers don't even make a huge profit. So poor people have no option but to depend on the rich. Poor are exploited in the market. Laws should be made in order to protect the interests of weavers at the smaller farmers. So if the here it is similar to like this. If the farmer is a smaller fish, there is a trader who is a bigger fish. Okay, if this is the trader, and then there is weaver is again a smaller fish. From this trader, a merchant is going to buy the raw materials and then is going to give it to the weavers, and the sword or the finished product is taken by merchant himself. Merchant is comparatively a bigger fish, and then this merchant is going to sell it to the export industry or garment industry, which is even a larger fish, who are going to exploit a smaller fishes in the name of workers there. Finally it reaches to a bigger fish. Okay, bigger fish which is present in USA. Okay, as a larger market. So if the farmer is getting rupees 10 here and the trader is getting rupees 15 here with a profit of 5 rupees, and then he is selling it to 20 rupees, and merchant is going to get around for 30 or 40 rupees out of here, and if he is selling it to the exporter at 60 rupees, he is getting 200 like 20 rupees, and the exporter is selling him at 200 rupees, he is getting a profit of 140 rupees. Now he is selling to the consumers at 1200 rupees with a profit of 1000 rupees. See, only from the main manufacturer of the cotton is getting only 10 rupees, while the finally seller is getting the profit of 1000 rupees. That is how the market or chain of market works, and there is no equality can be seen in market. Okay, so this is what they are trying to explain. We discussed the summary already. So here we'll try to look into certain key words. That is ginning mill. It is a factory where seeds are removed from the cotton balls. Then the cotton is pressed into balls which are set for spinning into the thread. That is how the spinning balls or cotton balls are cotton balls are made. Putting out system. In this, the cloth merchant supplies the raw material to the weavers and receives the finished product. So these weavers get a certain meager amount for their work done. Then exporter, one who is going to sell the goods out of the country to foreign countries. Profit is the amount left. We have discussed this thing. Okay, so this is for today's discussion. If you like the video, please hit the like button, comment on the video, and also share with your friends. With this, I will end the video. Jai Hind.